I just got an interview request from a journalist who wants to talk to me about this like 10-mile thing where like TikTokers, they walk 10 miles in a day. Like, who the fuck does that? Do you know how long that would take? And it's so disordered, but things like this are normalized. Oh, it's just a trend. It's not a trend. That's crazy.
How does somebody know that they have a problem that needs to be addressed? Like, how would somebody, without working with a nutritionist, for example, how would you know, like, you know what, I need to see somebody before I embark on a transformation journey, for example?
Yeah, if you have an eating or any kind of history of an eating disorder, even eating disorders in your family, because they are genetic to some degree, I think you should be really careful. And look for things like being obsessed with food, thinking about food all the time, having a need to weigh yourself multiple times a day, body checking yourself, which means like looking in the mirror like every 5 minutes to whatever, an hour, whatever, multiple times a day to see if your body has changed. That's a huge sign of an eating disorder or a disordered body dysmorphic disorder. Also, not being able to eat without guilt or shame or without like a meal plan or a specific diet program or whatnot, not trusting yourself. Of course, like any sort of major restriction or making up for, what you ate the day before by like just starving yourself or making yourself vomit or purging in any way, exercise bulimia as well. Like all of these things are very much red flags. So yeah, absolutely. And, if you're not sure, I would still not sure is sort of, yes, please just get help. Or just like, if there's no harm in speaking to someone just to make sure, right, that you're okay, or just to get some guidance. A lot of people don't want to, and I was this way. I mean, I didn't want to deal with my behaviors. I was like, no, I'm okay. No, this is normal, because we've normalized. Like this was back in like the 90s, but we've normalized even more so now these behaviors. And so people don't think they have a problem, but actually they do if they engage in these behaviors, and a lot of them. What I eat in a day and like, all the influence, whatever you see on social media, a lot of it is really disordered. There's actually, I just got an interview request from a journalist who wants to talk to me about this like 10-mile thing where like TikTokers, they walk 10 miles in a day. Like, who the fuck does that? Do you know how long that would take? And it's so disordered, but things like this are normalized. Oh, it's just a trend. It's not a trend. That's crazy. That's like, no. So, but like, how do you, the journalist is asking me questions like, how do you prepare for a 10-mile walk? And I'm like, can we talk about the fact that nobody should be walking 10 miles every single day? Like, this is like, the thinking behind it is absurd. It's awful. So, these sort of disordered behaviors are so normalized. And so it is like, if you have an idea that maybe what you're doing is a little bit off, I would definitely speak to a professional to get it checked out.